Hello, everybody out there. Welcome to my house. My name's Wort Hannam. I am upstairs in what we call the long hallway. Back there, in there, is what I call my office, even though really it is actually a closet. And if anybody needs a bathroom, it's right through there. Welcome to the second edition of Wort Hannam's Herd Immunity. I'm going through the catalog, and this time it's the second recording called Dynamite Dozers. Here's the cover right here on your screen, right there. I'll tell you a little bit about that cover in a second. So that was released in 2004. That was recorded up at Homestead Recorders by Barry Allen. It was sort of I made that record with Tyler Bird is on this recording, Brad Brower is on that recording, and then Maria Dunn is on this recording, Shannon Johnson, I think, is on this recording. I should have looked at the other players. Sorry, that's all I can remember. Mike Lent is on this recording. Anyhow, I sent a message out telling people to send me their favorite songs. I would sing the 5 most requested songs, and I tallied them this morning. There's actually a tie for 5th place, so I'm going to play 6 songs, not 5 songs. Honorable mentions. There were some honorable mentions. Those were, I wrote them down here. Gypsy's Grove, Cracked Hands, and Blue Collar were honorable mentions, but did not make the cut. So this song did. This song ties for 5th place. This song's called 50 Miles.
Well, the sun wasn't up when I left this morning, out the door without a warning. I hitched a ride to Highway 3. Well, there I go again, just leaving. I guess I never did believe in you loving a poor man like me. And I swear I walked 50 miles or more. I never felt like this before. I don't know what else I can do. It's been you right from the start, and this hole in my shoes like the one in my heart, it gets bigger every mile I walk from you.
Alright, I'm back on track.
And you know I'll never give you a ring. I just can't afford to buy pretty things, and when I think of it, it busts me up inside. If money were songs for you, I'd sing. I'd honor you with these steel strings, but we can't survive on melodies and rhymes. And I swear I walked 50 miles or more. I never felt like this before. I don't know what else I can do. It's been you right from the start, and this hole in my shoes like the one in my heart, it gets bigger every mile I walk from you. On the night the lights went out, we danced on the porch by the light of the Coleman lamp, and your eyes shone with the glimmer of a kerosene glow. Waltzing with your hand in mine, we sang along so we'd keep time. I knew then only a fool would get up and go.
Woo! Alright, 50 miles with a bit of jazz, in there too. John Rutherford of Calgary, Alberta played on that. He played this little banjo uke. It sounded so good. It really was the best part of the song was if you have that record, or if you're on Spotify or anything like that, go listen to 50 Miles and you'll hear that great banjo uke that John Rutherford played. All right. Let's get back on track here. get those. I always get those nerves, you know. Like I see the little thing that says "You are live," and then I go. Hey, I know what I was going to show you. So, as I said, the album cover that you see there on the screen is actually this painting. Hang on, I gotta do some juggling. Hang on. I'll put this over here. Oh, it's gonna be in black and white. Well, you get the gist. This painting right here. Check that out. So this is oil on canvas. This is by a Fort McLeod painter named B.J. Veens. He started painting when he was 82 years old, and I think he died when he was like 96 or 97 or something like that. And I bought this painting off him years ago. I wish you could see it in color. I mean, I guess you can on the album cover, but anyhow, I just love the fact that he started painting when he was 82 or 83 years old. You know, most people are thinking about starting to shut her down. But BJ was like, hey, I haven't learned to paint yet. And he was kind of a famous guy around Fort McLeod where he lived because he opened the first A&W in Fort McLeod, and I think he was sort of like a big businessman as well. He built this. It's not big now, but he built this house just behind the A&W. If you drive through Fort McLeod and you go to the A&W, right behind it, it was pink last time I saw it. You'll see this huge pink house, which when it was built would have been a monster. Anyhow, okay. Also tied with in fifth place is Dixon Slough, and Dixon Slough, speaking of Fort McLeod, is a place. It's an actual place, and if you know Fort McLeod, then this will make sense to you. But on the north side of Fort McLeod, there's a bridge called the Mackenzie Bridge. One of those old wrought iron bridges, and it'll actually take you to Granham. But if you cross that and go into sort of the Girl Guides camp, and you walk through the Girl Guides camp, you get to this slough called Dixon Slough. And there's wild asparagus that grows there. We usually try to go every year, even though we don't live in McLeod anymore. We try to go there and get some asparagus. Anyhow, here we go.
The weeds have all grown in where the seeds have all blown in. The thistles have moved in for good. Beat up and busted, the half-tones all rusted. I didn't care for it like I should. And I begged the pardon of the blooms in the garden. I let them dry up and they died. And the talk at the station says I'm sitting wasting away, letting myself slide. The wind's from the north, I guess winter's coming on. The trees have changed colors so many times I've forgotten just how long you've been gone. And I left your drawer empty in the dresser all this time, in case you might need it if you ever changed your mind. But you ain't coming back, and I guess I first knew the spring. The blackbirds didn't return to Dixon Slough. Just on the outskirts, by the red clay brick gasworks, that little plot we said we'd buy. Plant a few rows, sit and get old, sipping gin in the heat of July. But that for sale sign still hangs on the fence line, crooked and sad from neglect. Oh, I guess that 5 acres had any takers, I ain't the only one trying to forget. I guess she got weary of the same old damn story. Late nights and liquor, lies and deception. Fed up of trying, being broke and crying. Cheap brandy kisses, red wine affection. The wind's from the north, I guess winter's coming on. The trees have changed colors so many times I've forgotten just how long they've been gone. And I left a drawer empty in the dresser all this time, in case you might need it if you ever changed your mind. But you ain't coming back, and I guess I first knew the spring. The blackbirds didn't return to Dixon Slough. The spring, the blackbirds didn't return to Dixon Slough.
Man, what a bummer of a song. What a sad song. Dixon Slough, that was tied for 5th place with 50 miles on the top 5 requested. Okay, I'm going to flip the page. The Ballad of Nally and Joe is in number 4th spot. Let's give that one a crack.
I know a man who was all washed up, met a girl who was down on her luck. His name was Joe and her name was Nellie, and together they were king and queen of the alley. Lived off Portage in Maine in a cardboard box, but they were in love. Joe touched her face and he kissed her lips. He made a ring from a paper clip. He took her hand and he got on one knee. He said, "Darling, won't you marry me?" She held him close and she swore she'd never let go. Don't ever let go. They said, "What's mine is yours and what's yours is mine." It makes it real simple, 'cause we ain't got a dime. You take my cart and you can have my coat. You already got my heart and soul, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Nowhere else that I'd rather be than with you. She took her dress and tried to mend the tears. He picked some daisies, put them in her hair. Joe found some newspaper and fashioned a tie, and Nellie said to Joe, "You clean up real nice." And they drank the bottle of beer they found in the park, a gift from the gods. They said, "What's mine is yours and what's yours is mine." It makes it real simple, 'cause we ain't got a dime. You can take my cart and you can have my coat. You already got my heart and soul, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Nowhere else that I'd rather be than with you. with distant music from a little cafe. They waltzed a waltz in the alleyway, across the bridge and down the lane, all the way back to their hideaway. And when the night came in, they laid together and dreamed away. They said what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. It makes it real simple, 'cause we ain't got a dime. You take my cart and you can have my coat. You already got my heart and soul, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be, nowhere else that I'd rather be. With you.
Ballad of Vanille and Joe. There's a story behind that. I can't give you the whole story because it's long, but I was out on the road and somebody asked me for money. A sort of a down and out lady asked me for money, and I had done really well. It was CD sales the night before, so I took out sort of, a wad. It was a wad for me. Probably wasn't that much money, but it seemed like a lot. And I gave it to her, and somebody I was with said to me, "Why would you give that to them? They're just going to go spend it on, drugs and booze." And I just said, "Wow, maybe. I don't know. Who am I to say, and who am I to judge?" And, and it's my money. I can do what I want with it. We did the show that night, and we're sitting in a little cafe the next morning getting coffee before going on the road. And who comes down the road pushing her shopping cart but the lady, and she's got on a brand new pink cowboy hat, and she's got on some new jeans, and she's got this guy on her arm helping to push the cart. And underneath the bottom of the shopping cart, where most people put like the big bag of dog food, is a flat of beer. And the person said to me, "See, I told you." And I said, "Yeah, good. I hope they have a good time." Anyhow, so that's the story. And actually, when I first wrote the Ballad of Vanille and Joe, they died at the end. And I played it for my wife Jenny, and she said, "Oh my God," she's like, "It's sad enough already. Why do they have to?" They froze. I remember they froze in their box, which isn't funny, but my wife said, "Oh my God, John, like they don't have to die." So they lived, thanks to Jenny. All right, we're moving down to the third most requested song. I'm so paranoid I'm going to forget these lyrics. I've got my cheat sheet out. All right. All right. Hey, I'm going to get rid of this cover. We don't need to stare at that anymore. Third most requested song was this one. 3 Cylinders. What can I tell you about 3 Cylinders? There really is a Meadowlark Road. It is east of Fort McLeod. I've never gone down it. I've just always seen the sign, Meadowlark Road. I've actually never driven down it to see where it ends up. Anyhow, here we go.
Just down the hill, past the 4-way stop, next to the diner is Nick's Auto Shop. He lives all alone. He lives all alone above the number 2 bay. When it comes to motors, people around here say, Nick, he ain't schooled, but he's got a gift. You give him something broken, he gives it back fixed. 6 miles out on the Meadowlark Road, everything shut down and she had to get towed. Running from a past she couldn't take back. Nick's an angel, he didn't see that. He said we've all got regrets, mistakes that we've made above bay number 2. For 6 months she stayed. The day that she left, he said his heart just broke down right there on the side of the road. But started up again, some things you can't mend. He's been riding on 3 cylinders since then. Since then, he's been riding on 3 cylinders since then. Greasy hands and tired eyes, dirty oil and threadbare tires. Takes but a moment and things will fall apart. Leaky rads and tattered belts, squeaky brake pads all went out sometimes. No matter when your inside's all banged up, there's a big dent in your heart, a big dent in your heart. There ain't much to do in a town this size but sit around and talk about other people's lives. It's hard to escape the gossip machine, no matter how you change or if for years you've been clean. And the Baptist Women's League like to make it known, if a woman's got a past, they won't leave well enough alone. The day that she left, he said his heart just broke down right there on the side of the road. But started up again, some things you can't mend. He's been riding on 3 cylinders since then. Since then, he's been riding on 3 cylinders since then. Well, Nicky ain't school, but he had a gift. She gave him something broken, he gave it back fixed.
Three Cylinders. I remember writing that song. I remember sitting down and writing the big dent in your heart part. I probably got a note somewhere around. Okay, that was the number 3 requested song from this record. We're getting down to the final 2. I'm going to flip the page now. I'm really scared I'm going to forget because I've forgotten 2 already. All right, here we go. So, this song, I read this book called Red Lights on the Prairies. It was one of those books you kind of see in a tourist information place where they've got sort of historical. They're kind of like part fiction, but based on nonfiction history and stuff like that. And it was all about the brothels in Alberta, well, in the prairies in general, from sort of Winnipeg west. And we had some here in Lethbridge, obviously. They were dotted all over the west, but here specifically in Lethbridge, I've heard that there was one. Right on the edge of the coulees overlooking Indian Battle Park. So if you're familiar with that, apparently there was a community that lived down in there, in the river valley. And but this place, I was told, was sitting on the edge of the coulee on top. Anyhow, I read that book, Red Lights on the Prairie, and this song, Annabelle, came out. Oh no, that's 50 miles. Ha!
They say I killed a man last night, but that could never be right. I was lying next to Annabelle. They said something about a gang gone bad. Some man thought that he'd been had and lost his money and his horse as well. Then underneath the full moon outside the Last Chance Saloon, shots rang out and a man lay in the street. A lone gunman figure in the shadows pulled the trigger. Someone said he looked a lot like me. There's a red light tonight on the prairies, shining from the yellow garments brightest light I find's the one that shines behind the eyes of a girl named Annabelle. Oh, oh, well, the posse grew in size 'cause the sheriff deputized every man looking for a fight. They turned the bloodhounds loose and some man made a noose. Said, I hope there'll be a hanging here tonight. A hanging here tonight. Well, they kicked down the doors, threatened all the whores. They'd turn them out if they didn't tell. They pointed to the upstairs, said, you'll find him up there, lying with his Annabelle. Now every day I prayed she'd leave her loving ways. Darling, won't you come in off the street? Down on my knees, I'm begging you, please. Won't you come with me and be my sweet? There's a red light tonight on the prairies, shining from the Elegance Hotel. But the brightest light I find's the one that shines behind the eyes of a girl named Annabelle. Oh, oh, well, I had no time to run when the sheriff pulled his gun. Stood there with his finger on the squeeze. She must have known he'd pull it 'cause she moved into that bullet, and Annabelle fell down to her knees. She fell down to her knees. There's a red light tonight on the prairies, shining from the Elegance Hotel. But the brightest light I find's the one that shines behind the eyes of a girl named Annabelle. Oh, oh, well, I held her as she died, and aloud the sheriff cried, I guess there's one less whore in this town. I drew my pistol from my side and I shot him between the eyes. There's one less sheriff there as well. There's a red light tonight on the prairies.
Annabelle, number 2. Well, number 1. Hang on, I gotta pull on this cord. We're getting to the number 1 song. It was no surprise to me when I made Dynamite and Dozers. The song that most people commented on was Church of Longgrass. And I had people email me or message me, or if they'd see me at a show, I heard so many times people would say, that's my church, that's my religion, that's where I belong. Anyhow, hey, thanks. It's been fun. It's been felt fast to me. Barely time to settle in and get relaxed. But I always promise it's only a few songs. So thanks for tuning in if you tuned in. I appreciate it. Here we go. Number 1 off Dynamite Dozers. I'll be back in a couple weeks, and I'm going to tackle Queen's Hotel, which was the first record I made for Black Hand Records with Steve Dawson. One of... it'll be 2-Bit Suit. It'll be 2-Bit Suit in a couple weeks, and then Queen's Hotel. Can't even keep track of my own records. All right. Thanks for coming. I'll see you around. This is Church of Longgrass. Oh, hang on. Let's put this on. Let's blow a little bit of harmonica. Here we go. Well, 35 degrees for the last 6 days. Sure as hell hasn't helped the Blairmore blaze, but I can see there's raining in the hills tonight. And all wrapped
wrapped up in a blanket of haze. 50,000 acres of timber raised, but I can see that it's raining in the hills tonight. I never found whiskey or pills. I never found any money or the good book, but found it here in these hills. And I belong to the Church of the Long Grass, the parish of the Porcupine Hills. The grass can grow as tall as an old-timer's tail. Some say taller still. Yeah, I belong to the Church of the Long Grass and the parish of the Porcupine Hills. I've always seen this land as holy. I guess I always will. Sadie was my girl from the age of 15, a homecoming and a beauty queen. And I hear she's still reigning in the town tonight. She fancied a fella with money and means and left me crying like an old has-been. And I hear she's still reigning in the town tonight. Blue can be a little temperamental, but he's a reliable steed. If you rein him tight and sit tall in the saddle, he'll give you what you need. And I belong to the Church of the Long Grass and the parish of the Porcupine Hills. Grandma's tale, some say taller still. Yeah, I belong to the Church of the Long Grass and the parish of the Porcupine Hills. I've always seen this land as holy. I guess I always will. I always will.
Oh, apparently I need to get more sleep. Church of the Long Grass. Who thought I would forget the lyrics to that? I belong to the Church of the Long Grass and the parish of the Porcupine Hills. Hang on, I gotta look it up now. I mean, it's kind of beside the point, isn't it?
I belong to the Church of the Long Grass, the parish of the Porcupine Hills. The grass can grow as tall as an old-timer's tail. Some say taller still. Yeah, I belong to the Church of the Long Grass, the parish of the Porcupine Hills. I've always seen this land as holy. I guess I always will. I always will.
All right. Hey, thanks, everybody. Thanks for persevering. Thanks for hanging in there. Appreciate it very, very much. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, as Leroy Stagger always says. All right. Take care. Bye.